dust this off of him and then hung it like in my office. This is like an office slash guest bedroom. So I have my desk over here, and I hung the little picture in here. Yeah, I figured I would just do a whisper to ramble, but when I do that, sometimes I'm not sure what to ramble about, what to talk about. I don't have any jewelry on except my aura ring. myself. I love being center of attention. So they're kind of like good for like up my alley. We drove to Kansas City. We got in kind of late, so we just got fast food for dinner. The kids wanted to swim, so I took them to the pool, but they barely swam because it was freezing. I don't think the heater was on, so it was an indoor pool because this is November. was my brother's wedding, and the other was Thanksgiving. So my brother's wedding was before Thanksgiving. So when we got into town, my parents were going to the rehearsal and rehearsal dinner, which we were not going to. So we like got in, we hung out with my parents for a few hours, and then they had to go, and they were gone all night. So we went to my friend's house, which the kids were begging to go to her house because they like love her husband and they like to play video games on his like PS4. So it's like a whole big thing. It's a huge deal to them. They're like, when can we go to their house? When can we go to their house? And she had a baby 6 months ago. I think her baby's 6 months, 6 or 7. So we got to see her baby. She and I got to drink wine and chit chat. And we ordered pizza. It was very fun. Very fun. Very fun. Very fun. Alright, I will then tell you about the wedding. The wedding and Thanksgiving in part 2. Welcome. I would call this part 2, but I can just edit it together. So, the next day was my brother's wedding. Which was, sorry for the background noise. So fun. Oh my gosh. So we basically just spent like all morning getting ready for that and went to do that. My children, this was their first wedding that they've ever been invited to. Actually, I don't think they've been invited to a wedding, or if they've we chose not to take them. I'm pretty sure they've just never been invited. So they were invited, and everyone was bringing their kids, so we decided to bring them as well, and it was really cute. It was fun for them to experience their first wedding. The ceremony they did not do too great with, which is frustrating because like we take them to church, like they're used to sitting in church and like being quiet, and they just would, for whatever reason, like couldn't do that during the wedding, which we were nervous would happen. I think what happened was they didn't see their cousins until they got to the ceremony, and we sat down and they wanted to sit with their cousins, but my extroverted children go absolutely insane when they see other kids and like want to play and wrestle and go crazy. So they were a little bit too rambunctious. I separated them and they did better after I separated them. However, our two-year-old like wanted to run around, so my husband had to have him in the back of the church the whole time. But we survived. Beautiful ceremony. Oh, they had live music, like a live violinist, which I wanted so bad at my wedding. It was beautiful. They were so good. And then the violinist was at the reception during cocktail hour, walking around playing he would play music of his own, not music of his own, but just like by himself, and then some of it I think like there'd be a little bit of background and he would be like the main instrument playing live, and like would play like pop songs but on the violin. It was beautiful. It was awesome. My sister-in-law had been planning this wedding for like 2 years, like just making everything. Like they made everything. She made the favors, she made like all the decoration, she made the centerpieces. Like she literally did everything and like did it really well. It was so stunning. Everything was like, she thought of everything. At the reception, she even had like little bags with activities for the kids. There were a lot of kids. But it was fun. Like I was nervous that I was not going to enjoy the wedding because of all the kids. But to see my kids experience a wedding, especially like once the music came on and they had like glow in the dark stuff to dance with and the DJs and the lights, like they loved it. And like for their first dance at the reception, they had like a fog machine and the kids were just blown away by that. So to see the kids like having so much fun and loving it was exciting. It was like understand and process like what was going on. Like my nephew came up. He's like, is he 6? I think he's 6. And he was like, they have free refills here. Like you can go up and they'll refill your drink and you just have to tell them what you had, and they'll give you more of it. Like just because they had never had that experience where you just like walk up and order whatever you want. It was so cute. It was cute. And then my son's like, if you go up, you can like ask for a drink and they'll give it to you. Like it's free. You don't have to pay for it. And then my other nephew, who's 7, the first time they went up, they left a tip. So he thought that it cost money. So he kept going to his parents when he wanted a refill and being like, hey, can I have cash? Because I want to go get another drink. And like he thought that he was paying for the drinks. It was just just because it's like one of the first major holidays since his passing. I didn't want my in-laws to be alone because I was with my parents, and his other brother moved to Central PA last year, so we went over to where they live so that we could all be together. We got an Airbnb and hosted Thanksgiving there, and that was really nice because they, like, all their kids are, like, I have 3 boys and they have 5 boys. So, and they're all like similar ages and like best friends, and they never get to see each other because we live so far away. And so that was really nice for all the kids to just spend a few days playing and hanging out together, and they absolutely loved it. It was so fun for them. So that's really all. We just hung out at the house and hung out together, like, for whatever, 3 days, and had Thanksgiving and everything. So that was really nice. Really nice, really nice, really nice. It was really only like 2.5 days, really. And then we packed up and drove back home. So that took 3 days. We did 3 days to drive out and 3 days to drive back. So half of the time was just driving, literally. So yeah, we left, and we again left later than we had planned, and it turned out to work out really well because on the way, so we stayed, where did we stay? We stayed in Illinois the first night on the way back. So we drove from Central PA through the sliver of West Virginia, Ohio, Indiana, and then we drove like halfway through Illinois. However, that day there was like this big like snowstorm. I wouldn't even call it a storm, like it didn't drop a lot of snow, but I think it must have created like a snow squall, like a whiteout, because as we were approaching Indiana, I was seeing like, 30 minutes of traffic for an accident, highway closed, accident here, accident there, bad ice, slippery roads, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. Thankfully for us, by the time we got to that part of the state, the storm had passed. The roads were clear, like felt so embarrassed. I was like, I even like specifically checked to see that we had free breakfast, and like whatever I read, just didn't understand and thought we did when we didn't. But hindsight, now I'm like realizing what I read, and now I know what